One indulgence.
Cool. So he took out his eye and literally squeezed it. There you go. Yeah, it's all normal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the incorrect summary of the Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Sins and Shadows. Watch channel Max for part 2, I guess. Yeah, we've seen so far half the video that, okay, it's been surprising the DLC so far. I'll just assume like this is just any other like Souls game type, like it's gonna be dungeons and shit. That's how usually DLCs go. But I don't know why I assume that. Elden Ring is not like other games, right? I think they like incorporated like open world terrain and like beauty based game into the Souls game. So it just, yeah, automatically that was a hit. People love that, right? Just like any other person, people love beautiful-esque world. And they somehow molded it into like death and decay into like, oh, isn't that pretty? That's interesting. And yeah, all the new latest engine graphics and things, when we see like shit happening, visuals is just awesome. So let's watch it.
Graphical possibility. We are carried beyond the height of anything seen until now, to a path covered in naught but rugged rocks and ridiculously violent weather.
Why is the sky on fire?
It's a gender reveal party. Before finally rising to the mighty summit of the jagged peak, where we will await the entrance of a mighty foe. Curse you, Bayle! I hereby vow you will rue this day, for we have come to hunt thee, Bayle, your fears made flesh. For I will riddle with holes your rotten eye, with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being. Am I even supposed to be here? Here we are finally fighting Bayle the Dread, Twisted King of the Jagged Mountain, or more accurately, watching Egon fight Bayle for us. And he's doing a really good job so far. Now, if you weren't already disregarding me as an accurate guide, then let this fight be a lesson to you, because you are definitely not supposed to win this yet, and I definitely don't care. Genuinely just raw dog this guy for like 4 hours straight.
Miyazaki wants the epileptics in the audience to just die in real life.
Bayle the Dragon has a dreadful arsenal of attacks, each one requiring their own reactions and responses, with a consistently small margin of error that will keep you guessing for a very long boss fight, and some of the funniest damage that a nuclear weapon is capable of, including but not limited to swipe attacks, grab attacks, extremist attacks, and a significant amount of the—
Alright, is this Max's editing that visuals are turning purple? Or like does he hit so hard that like the fire that's supposed to be like yellow and white turns purple or something? That's how intense it is. Is that what it is? That's very scientific accurate if that's the case.
color orange, making for a battle that is as beautifully chaotic as it is violently explosive. Because Lord knows this boss fight has plenty of that. You shall know fear yet! Egon, can you like shut the fuck up soon? This battle truly feels like an epic hunt against the likes of a terrifying beast, with a mesmerizing barrage of blows whose haunting splendor can only be matched by their daunting power, especially when the majority of attacks take out half of my health bar. They got everything right in regards to both presentation and gameplay, but what I didn't anticipate was that they expect the same out of you, putting our patience to the ultimate test while making for a challenge that is so good I forgot that I handicapped myself. You know what, Egon, you can have this one. To put it simply, each moment spent with Bayle the Dread is a thrilling dance between life and death, filled to the brim with the desolation of bitter defeat, alongside the thrill of glorious victory. And I made sure to enjoy every single second of it, as long as it fucking takes.
Yeah, I don't have the patience.
That took me 20 hours to make. Hey there guys, Max over here. Big fan of the concept of music, and as a result...
Wait a minute, is he exaggerating? Is that true? 20 hours just like, I don't know, man. There was a game like Final Fantasy, that one, right? Like one of the recent one, where it's like basically open world-esque game. I don't know if all Final Fantasy is like this. Was it 15 or I don't remember exactly. But which had a beast that you need to like fight 2 real days or something, which is insane, right? Like straight out 48 hours just to beat someone. That's how big health bar is. I don't know. But like, I guess these games are made for extreme people who just live for that. Most of the people basically are fuck this and just basically alt F4 or like throw the controller or some shit.
Of the deal that I made with a wizard, I am morally obligated to alert you that the song you just heard, and this song, was all made by a special artist and friend of the channel, Cthulhu Seeker. That is a crazy composer name, who primarily makes covers that sound like sex with Jesus feels. How is this legal to use? And if you happen to be a fan of a game called Elden Ring, which you know, maybe, then you may be interested in his entire album of synthwave covers specifically for this game, on an actual vinyl record and cassette tape available in the description store now. Please buy it. It would sound really good if I owned anything. Also, he recently did the exact same thing for an obscure game called Dark Souls 3. So if you're a fan of the music in this video, and also 2 previous videos, take a look at Cthulhu Seeker. His stuff can be found in the description.
Seriously, why is this synthwave so epic to us, right? It's like, that's basically what, like, you know, organ pipes or whatever that is, like, the grander music, like, people singing in chorus. It's just epicness to us. I don't know why, because, like, the group and, like, scale of things, right? Organ pipes and things, like, big scale, to sound like that. People sing in chorus also, like, big scale, so sound like that. Basically, it's like Warhammer and all that, like, big epic scale thing. Basically, that kind of music.
So after defeating the vile, loathsome Bayle on behalf of the now vaporized Captain Ahab, we move on through the Speargrave Plains once again, continuing across the Great Bridge to the Grand Castle of Ensis. They're very nice people if you get to know them, an impressive and imposing structure standing in the path of the Shadow Keep beyond. And also where I was supposed to go in the first place, but for real this time. Very easy to get distracted in this game.
Oh, hold up there. Yeah, so he fought that dragon because he wasn't supposed to be there. That's why it was harder. I mean, that makes sense because, I mean, I get it. Like, Elden Ring and all Souls games are supposed to be hard-ish, but like making that level of hard, like most people won't play it. So I'm guessing he just like stumbled upon it quickly.
Castle Ensis is a bit of a weird location, and a great way to tell new players that it is time to stop playing now, featuring many twists and turns with the distinct architectural vibes of the once populated Academy of Raya Lucaria, the fate of which I am not currently aware of, except this time featuring so many impaled corpses that it began to destroy my computer. And the 15 particle effect throwers are not fucking helping right now. Here we can acquaint ourselves with the numerous cracked out enemies strewn about these puzzling paths, as well as the population of the starving dog pit. Every single castle has to have one, making note of its many nuances. Right before those nuances, make note of us. I swear to God this guy can be the final boss of this game. You know, I would normally say that this place is pretty cool, but then I found out that they were Redditors. So unfortunately, I have resigned myself to kill everyone inside this goddamn castle, and then move on to the next logical target. Erratically moving onwards in the vague direction of the exit, and acquainting ourselves with the classical Carian hospitality. Only I am allowed to heal. That is illegal. We ascend to the very center of the Dread Fortress, and consequently...
Okay, I get it. They're supposed to be dead beings, but like, you know that like anime style shit, right? Final Fantasy style shit, like weapons being overly large. That's just funny shit, right? Like if you know physics, even basically, like that basically thing was just like holding this big ass hammer, like the level of forearm strength he would need. I get it, the things are dead, but still.
To the formidable Twin Moon Knight. Rellana Twin Moon Knight is the very confusingly named Rude Awakening for players of all strides who, in their hubris and pride, thought they would be able to experience the game they bought. Bet you're feeling pretty silly right now. This boss has every single trait that you could possibly consider difficult, with extreme aggression, incredible mobility, an astonishing amount of variation, and to top it all off, just enough magic to make you feel uncomfortable. Meticulously designed in every aspect to induce an instinctive, primordial panic response, and then immediately punish you for it, with the majority of attacks ending with an optional combo extension, which itself can also be extended, so on and so forth. Like, holy shit dude, please relax for a second, proving definitively that the most threatening bosses in the game are not dragons, giants, or lions, but are in fact 9-foot-tall women. What did Miyazaki mean by this? Sorry about what happened to your sister, by the way, and your nieces. The divorce really
I mean, if it's a 9-foot-tall woman, like, yeah, they deserve to be dangerous. I don't know. Yeah, obviously, like, big-ass bosses will have a tail and, like, they'll be sluggish here and there. But, yeah, it's just, they always show some, like, badass warrior style with sword-wielding thing as a badass boss. And they're always one, like, finding the, like, combination is always annoying. You realize, oh, by the way, you realize what is the combination there. You probably missed one and there you're fucked.
This family hard. So after a long series of lessons on how not to be so terrible, Rellana finally enters phase 2 by buffing herself in the coolest way that I've ever seen, which, on top of giving her an excessive amount of fiery fury and magic mavings, enables her to use her ultimate signature carrion sorcery. Her massive balls. Yeah, so this fight's gonna take me a second. I have never had so much fun getting obliterated.
So, you've made it after all. Then I welcome you most dearly to the land of Shadow Altus. Golden, beautiful, and yet eternally marked by our sin. Look over there, Pookie Bear.
Please stop saying that.
To the north lies a fortress known as the Shadow Keep, an oppressive, towering citadel of a war long won. Or long lost. Though, were it not for the charm that kindly Mikola has placed upon me, I too would rip your heart out and kill you.
What?
It is how I show affection, honey. Your objective, as is mine, is to enter the confines of the Black Keep, climbing its tallest palisades and reaching the very heart of darkness. Messmer the Impaler lies in its darkest goon cave, waiting for the embrace of a mother who will never return. He is what is required for us to reach kindly Mikola, for us to witness the power of a living god, for us to finally officiate our marriage.
Excuse me, lady?
Kindly Mikola was thee who shipped us tarnished. It must happen. You cannot fix me. And I want at least 12
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna
children whose names
work
all
on the key
start
thing
with
now.
the same letter.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, all the all the Elden Ring shit is so epic, and dialogues and all that shit. It's like, alright, could you calm down a bit? Like, you need to get laid. What the fuck? It's like, this guy and that guy, just relax. I've killed worse. There's nothing.
To the scarred and radiant landscape of Scadu. Scadu, it's pronounced Shadow Altus. A beautiful domain of golden glades and horrifying hollows, punctuated occasionally by the gigantic bear attacks. Because we have done a very bad job of preventing forest fires. A place well kept within the shadows of the Shadow Keep. And most importantly, fabled home of the ancient and revered technique of beating the shit out of people with your bare hands. And no, I do not mean the actual bare hands. That is different, apparently. I would genuinely be embarrassed if I was killed by this. Like, imagine dying to a bear.
A dark circle won't stop that monster! I'm running for my life!
Heading to the north, we come across this.
Okay, they should have added some kind of dialogue to the game. I know it's not supposed to be funny, but still, like, when you die by something bad or something in this DLC, and if you like defeated a lot of bosses, like finishing the main game or something, there should be dialogue like, really? This is what you died to, or some like embarrassing shit, like some dialogue just either written or vocal or something. That would be so good. Developers should add shit like that. Really, you died by a bear after defeating these million dragons and all those bosses, really?
This secret cave, leading us to a secret path, very, very far to the east, to the extent that it is disturbing, before finally reaching the headwaters of the Scorpion River, which is seemingly called that for no particular reason. This is the most horrifying thing I've seen in my life, and is home to a fan-favorite selection of enemies here on tour from the charming land of Caelid.
Yay!
How to add mosquito and scorpion together? There you go.
It's
my enemies. Yes, it's the cum shrimps.
Just don't go to the Scorpion River, and definitely don't go to the funny Deathblight catacombs that were extremely bugged in co-op.
Oh, you gotta be...
Oh my fucking god. Bro is not okay.
Let's do this.
What the fuck? Squidward, if you get blasted, we are going to die.
What makes you say that?
You guys are freaking out over nothing. What the hell you gotta be afraid of in here?
Thanks, Max.
Always happy to help, buddy. Shadow Altus is home to many a mysterious location, with some of the highlights including such scenes as the big fort with a giant dead body pit. But to get to my favorite location in these luminous landscapes, we must head below the buried ruins of Morth, and emerge deep within the confines of the very normal village with a minor obsession with arts and crafts, second only to their obsession with sharpening their tools as much as humanly possible. Watch, he's gonna do it again. There he goes. Oh, there he goes again. Okay, he's getting some space. Why? Sharpening the sword.
He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's gonna make sure his sword is.
Gotta love me some of that lore-accurate kitchenware. So after a few minutes of watching a bunch of naked men straight up jork it, we follow the bridge northwards through the darkest forest in all of Scadu Altus.
I like this like 80s gangster shit, right? Like just sharpening the sword, adding this kind of like a psychological element straight out of those movies, basically.
Dodging a series of familiar encounters before finally finding ourselves approaching the cathedral of Manus Meter. So here we have a wonderful selection of NPC companions, such as the mentally stable man, who, if you so choose, leads you down an unsettling questline, whose purpose is to reveal the secret truth hidden just beyond the stars, eventually unveiling the dark underlying reality sitting within the very heart of the deformed finger dimension. What the fuck are they putting in Japan's drinking water? We also have this cool guy named, he's Sauron. It's literally just Sauron. Like, how am I supposed to take this seriously? So after our incredible meeting with the,
This is the most insane shit about Elden Ring and all games like this. Like, you think like, okay, it's gonna be some basic location. Oh, by the way, holy shit, it's the whole underworld there. And there you go, massive ass boss. You can't, expect like what's gonna happen next. You have no idea.
Finger family final boss, we decide to head to the north of Scadu Altus, riding through the ominous Black Gate and into the very, very long tunnel, before finally emerging within the confines of the Shadow Keep. Dark fortress of eternal occupation, oppressive hold of Messmer the Impaler, and specifically the very bottom of the Shadow Keep. This is just like a genuinely massive game. Like, can I have my life back, please? Now, Shadowkeep is actually accessible from two completely different angles. The side entrance, beginning in the Church District, leads both high above this tower's soaring walls and down below to a variety of beautiful and diverse ways to die, each of which I will be returning to when I remember to do them. And the main entrance, starting with the steep ascent, leads us into the depths of the Citadel itself. But in order to access this rambunctious route, we have to first prove ourselves against the randomly placed hippo exhibit, because no evil fortress is complete without one.
Oh,
Oh, what? Is that a hippo?
Yeah, they just keep a hippo in the basketball court, dude.
Oh, never mind. It's Supersonic the Hedgehog.
As you can probably tell by this point, Shadowkeep is not so much of a fortress or castle, as much as it is an insane version of Lanedale. And that was an entire metropolitan area, with numerous complex interconnected paths leading both outside the castle and within. And outside the castle, and within again. It's really hard to tell if you're getting lost. Welcome to the evil place where all of the bad people live, as opposed to Scadu Altus, which only contains very nice people in it. Here we can familiarize ourselves with Shadowkeep's many distinct locations, and subsequently its very distinct residents, which can range from a series of unique and challenging Fire Knights, all the way over to the paraplegic gravity wizard riding a pig, which I thought was a pretty fun fight, and would be even more enjoyable if I remembered how I got here. Every single copy of Elden Ring is personalized, and this one is trying to give me a stroke. Miyazaki intended for him to move at that speed. It is.
I love that. Someone in software, from software thinking like, how to intensify this? Oh, I know. What elephants? There we go. Let's bring that shit in.
It's just part of the game. Rolling further onward at an appropriate speed, we progress further into the Black Bastion by ascending into the Specimen Storehouse, an amazing and aloft archive containing all of the charismatic megafauna that Messmer the Impaler was very nice to, which is why everyone in Bellerot was so welcoming to me. This area is extremely confusing, almost as confusing as my video structure, with some paths guiding us high above this looming library, eventually culminating in the discovery of a secret elevator, one that takes us all the way back down to Scadu Altus again. So that's how I got here, while others lead to some incredibly important lore revelations.
Tarnished, you're finally here. I have a secret plot twist to tell you that will surely have great
God damn it,
story
not you guys
implications.
again.
For I seek to address
just want to have a conversation, man.
surrounding the late Lord mode.
How would this
Surely
many
the
people
correct
following me?
information such
I
baseless rumors
blame
can
you for
be
this.
dispelled.
This is it, guys. This is the joke that I've been setting up the entire video. It's time for us to climb the giant feat. This is a mandatory part of the level. Miyazaki wanted this for you.
Why are you laughing, Max?
Oh, you don't want to know, man. It is a From Software secret. Okay, so it turns out that the bats can't actually hit you so long as you remain in the fetal position. The only problem with this strategy is that you can never escape. This is just my life now. Hot jump scare. Therapy isn't enough, man. He needs to be shot.
Thou art tarnished, it seemeth.
I'm a snake.
Please don't pay attention to him.
Who are you?
I'm a
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be much bigger. I thought it's like desolate sort of smog level shit from the Hobbit. Sort of entrance or big ass snake, dragon / snake type shit. Oh no, it's small snake, there you go. I guess it's gonna turn into something big like it always does. Seriously, man, how many people comment down? How many people, when playing these games, know the lore without watching the video? I mean, from the game. This type of game, like, they just add lore to this shit, and they don't make it easy anyway. But they just add these lores and shit, and people like, oh, look at that big thing, let's kill it. Oh, another enemy, let's kill it. That's all this game is, hack and slash.
snake.
See, you did it again. I don't like that. But if one so bereft of light must know the name of his demise, then let it be so. For in the words of Mother Marika, was my crusade ordained. Those stripped of the of Messmer's fury.
You'd think that impaling movement would be fatal, but apparently not.
The Impaler, Grim King of the Shadowlands, and the world's most unfortunate incel, trapped in the darkness of his goon cave, is here to show us that those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of
I don't know why just like calling him incel would be the like biggest, like insult he could ever like. That would actually piss him off. Like, what the fuck you just said to me? I'm a badass boss, goddammit.
Messmer's flame, or so he tells us every single time we die to him. And at this point he seems kind of bored of it. This is the only major boss fight in the game where the first phase is harder than the second, with most of his moves acting as very thorough explanations. Autism be damned, my man can cook a fucking shish kebab. You see, on a fundamental level, Messmer is both extremely simple and quite complicated. Simple in that we are fighting a straightforward duel with an intuitive yet rapid moveset, and complicated in that every single attack is its own unique psychological torment, demanding and necessitating a great deal of discipline, where even the slightest hint of panic immediately results in death. This guy just does not know when to stop. It is actually getting funny at this point, almost always engaging us in extremely long combos where every other attack is laced with gunpowder. But if the player is able to dodge his excessive onslaught, Messmer offers generous and ample openings, sometimes in the middle of mix-ups, before winding up another flurry and beginning the process all over again. Which is, of course, assuming that the combo is actually going to end. Messmer, you need to put that snake away. There are children here.
I'm a snake.
Shut the fuck up!
With hilarious belligerence and range that is not to be underestimated, combined with a large and varying skill set, this boss makes for a fight that is as beautifully fun as it is incredibly sleek. Messmer has the oppression of Rellana, the spectacle of Bayle, the good looks and charm of Rykard.
Okay, seriously, could you imagine the day AI becomes such accessible that they add into the game algorithm? Like every single game copy has its own living, breathing AI inside. That's gonna make games like this nearly impossible. Because all those moveset, as soon as you realize like how that's working and you actually start to dodge and like maneuver around it, the AI will basically like change it, right? And basically adapt, making it an actual. What if there was an actual fight? An actual being would see what you're doing and adapt. What if AI gets implemented like that in game? That would make, I guess, fun, but like much more like harder to play game shit like this. But it would make games much fun. Like imagine AI in other simpler games like GTA and shit, where like all AI feels brain dead. In this way, enemies are more smarter.
And the smoothness of Radigan, all coming together in this one ridiculous battle that I genuinely cannot stop playing. No, seriously, I would like to beat it now. Combining to make for an outstanding game of skill with a great deal to love and one very good reason to hate.
No. This can't be happening. I suffered hundreds of years to be king of ashes. Oh, Mother, if I must be forsaken so, then forgive me this one indulgence.
Cool. So he took out his eye and literally squished it. There you go. Yeah, it's all normal.
I'm a snake.
Soon tarnished, wilt thou be taken in the jaws of the abyssal serpent, shorn of light.
walking back all the way?
I'm maybe halfway through the DLC.
Hold up, that was an end? There's another video? What the fuck? I guess of course it would make sense. Why end it there? Why be reasonable size DLC when you don't have to be? There you go, From Software promise. It's gonna be like whole game, big game level shit. There you go. I'm not gonna lie, this felt like intriguing. Maybe I'll play it. I like the end sequence when like I guess things got better after, you know, whatever, that thing dying. I'm a snake, that dying. But yeah. It's imagine, like, you know, like from outside perspective, somebody like interviewing Tarnish. You don't want to know that guy, right? Like, oh, look at that, you made a difference, you did a, where's the next thing I can kill? I want blood. Basically that's all he's thinking. Oh, talking about lore and shit. Yeah, shut up, I need next thing to kill now. Right, well, that was an incorrect summary of Elden Ring, start of the Erdtree by channel Maxer. If you like my next, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.